the market is nervous about earnings right now. Many stocks are chopping around on every report, but these 5 EPS names are quietly putting up real numbers. One of them is a serious wild card that could move hard if estimates are right. We have a lot to cover, so let's get straight into it. This video is not financial advice. I'm just an enthusiast sharing research, so you can do your own homework. You are responsible for your own money and decisions. I'm aiming for 50 likes on this video, so if you like simple data-focused breakdowns, hit like and subscribe. Your homework today is the same from the start. Which of these 5 EPS stocks would you actually buy, and which one would you avoid completely? Keep that in your head as we go through each name, then answer in the comments at the end. The first stock on the list is TechnipFMC, ticker FTI. Trailing EPS is about $2.46. The share price is around $70. Market cap sits near $29 billion. The forward PRE is roughly 24 times earnings. Next year, EPS growth is projected around 19%. So we have a company with real profits, decent growth, and a premium valuation. Hit like if you care about strong earnings plus growth. TechnipFMC designs and builds subsea production systems for offshore oil and gas fields. In plain English, they handle the underwater equipment that helps big energy companies pull oil and gas out of deepwater projects. This gear is complex and critical. Once a project starts, operators want reliable partners, not constant switching. That helps TechnipFMC win long contracts and repeat work. Drop FTI in the comments if you already follow it. The simple utility is clear. Without this subsea kit, many offshore fields cannot produce at scale. That makes TechnipFMC a key link in the global energy chain. Big oil companies like to work with experienced players that can design, install, and service entire systems, not just single parts. This full-scope model strengthens their position. It also supports pricing power on high-value projects. Let's talk numbers. In Q4 2025, adjusted EPS increased year over year. Orders stayed strong. Backlog stayed high. That backlog matters. It is basically a line of future work already on the books. When backlog is large and stable, future revenue is more visible. Analysts can model earnings more confidently. This usually supports higher valuations, especially when free cash flow is also solid. Save this video if you plan to watch their next earnings call. The trend in estimates also looks good. Current forecasts show EPS in 2026 above 2025 levels and 2027 above 2026. So the line is sloping upward. On past reports, the company has posted frequent upside surprises. That tells us management tends to guide reasonably and execute well. When a stock beats often and guidance rises over time, institutions tend to pay attention. But let's be honest about risks. Energy spending is cyclical. If oil prices drop sharply, operators can delay or cancel offshore projects. That would hit orders and backlog. Subsea projects are long and complex, so cost overruns or delays can hurt margins. Currency moves can also impact results, since TechnipFMC works across many countries. On top of that, the forward PA sheet is not cheap. If guidance weakens even a little, the valuation could reset fast. Always weigh these risks before you consider any position. Next up is Kennametal, ticker KMT. Trailing EPS is about $1.62. The stock trades around $39. Market cap is close to $3 billion. Forward PE sits near 16. Next year, EPS growth is projected above 80%. That is a big number for an industrial stock. Leave a comment if that growth rate surprised you. Kennametal makes metal cutting tools and wear-resistant parts. These are used in aerospace, defense, energy, mining, and general manufacturing. Think drill bits, cutting inserts, and wear parts that sit in heavy equipment and machining centers. These parts are often consumables. They wear out and must be replaced. That leads to recurring demand once a product is qualified in a customer's system. Smash the like button if you appreciate boring industrial compounders. The business model has a key strength. Once Kennametal tools are built into a production line or machine, switching to another supplier can be painful. You need to test, adjust, and sometimes recertify processes. That takes time and money. So many customers stick with what works. This helps support pricing and keeps revenue flowing even when the cycle is soft. In fiscal Q2 2026, Kennametal beat the high end of its own outlook. Pricing actions and tariff surcharges helped offset cost pressure. Restructuring and efficiency moves also supported margins. All this happened in a period of mixed demand. That tells us management has already done serious cost work. The base is leaner now. As industrial demand normalizes, extra volume could fall through to the bottom line. That is operating leverage. It is why EPS can grow so much faster than sales. Analyst estimates show recovery path. EPS is expected to climb in 2026 and again in 2026 and again in 2027. The momentum picture looks positive. The stock has a favorable rating on price trend and estimate direction. For investors, that means both the fundamentals and the share price are moving in the right direction for now. That can be powerful when combined with a still reasonable P/E, but there are clear risks here too. End markets are not all strong at the same time. Some industries remain soft. There was also some buy ahead linked to tungsten prices. Customers may have stocked up to avoid price hikes. That demand may not repeat. Ongoing restructuring adds execution risk. If costs rise or pricing weakens, margins can feel it quickly. In that case, the big EPS growth story could fade and the stock could re-rate lower. Be picky with your entry and size. The third stock on the list is Telefonica Brasil, ticker VIV. Trailing EPS is about $0.70. The stock trades in the mid-teens, around $16. Market cap stands near $27 billion. The forward PAE is just above 18. Next year EPS growth is projected a bit above 33%. That is strong for a large telecom company. Tap like if you want more non-US ideas. Telefonica Brasil, branded Vivo, sells wireless, broadband, and digital services across Brazil. This means mobile plans, internet for homes, and data for businesses. Telecom is a classic recurring revenue business. Customers pay monthly. They are slow to switch if the service works well. This creates steady cash flow that can last for years. Drop VIV in the comments if this is a new name for you. In Q4 2025, revenue increased again. But the key point is this: EBITDA and net income grew faster than revenue. That means better margins. The company is earning more profit on each unit of sales. Drivers include more post-paid users, rising average revenue per user, and the ramp-up of fiber to the home. Fiber has better economics than older copper lines. As more customers switch to fiber, profitability can improve. The EPS trend looks promising. Analysts see earnings climbing through 226 and then higher again in 227. Price and estimates have been moving up together. The stock also carries a strong momentum grade. Sector ranking is in the top group. Put together, that signals a supportive backdrop for the current uptrend, as long as fundamentals hold. The why now piece is about network upgrades. Brazil is still rolling out 5G and expanding fiber. Vivo is a major player in both. As customers use more data and shift to faster connections, the company can push higher value plans. That can support revenue growth and margin expansion at the same time. For investors, that is a powerful EPS driver. But like every telecom, risks are real. A price war could break out. If competitors push heavy promotions, margins can suffer. Building and upgrading networks costs a lot. Spectrum auctions and infrastructure build-outs demand huge capital. Regulation in Brazil can also impact pricing, competition, and returns. On top of that, US investors hold the ADR, so currency swings can boost or hurt returns regardless of local performance. Make sure you are comfortable with emerging market and FX risk before you even think about this ticker. Next up is HWorld Group, ticker HTHT. Trailing EPS is about $2.18. The share price sits in the mid-50s. Market cap is around $17 billion. The forward PAE is just over 20. Next year EPS growth is expected around 22%. Smash the like button if you're watching travel and hospitality names. HWorld operates and franchises hotels mainly across China. It also has some international presence. Brands include Hanting and GI, plus others in the mid-scale and higher segments. The key part of the model is that many hotels are asset-light. That means franchise or management contracts instead of owning the buildings. HWorld collects fees while partners carry most of the property risk. That helps convert revenue growth into EPS growth when occupancy and rates climb. In Q4 2025, profitability rebounded sharply versus the prior year. Revenue per available room, often called RevPAR, improved. The hotel network kept expanding. More rooms under franchise or light asset formats mean more fee income without heavy capital needs. As travel demand in China and nearby markets normalizes, this can create strong operating leverage. Analysts see EPS for 2026 bouncing above the softer 2025 base. Then 227 estimates climb even higher. The stock scores well on growth and momentum measures. The sector ranking is also in the top group of the market. That combination usually attracts growth-focused investors who want earnings acceleration plus decent price action. The why now angle is tied to the travel cycle. China went through a rough, uneven reopening. Now, as travel patterns stabilize, business and leisure trips are slowly normalizing. HWorld is positioned across many price points. Budget and mid-scale chains can benefit as more people travel within the country for work and short breaks. If that trend continues, EPS can compound nicely off the current base. However, this story has key risks. Travel demand in China can soften quickly if the economy slows or new restrictions appear. Aggressive hotel supply growth can pressure pricing and occupancy. Rapid network expansion adds execution risk. Bad franchise partners or mismanaged properties can hit the brand. Cost for labor and renovations can rise. And as an ADR, the stock is exposed to broader China sentiment and policy headlines. The share price can drop even when company-level numbers look fine. Only consider it if you are prepared for that volatility. Now stock number 5, Futu Holdings, ticker FUTU. Trailing EPS is about $10.28. The stock trades near $177. Market cap is close to $23 billion. The forward PIE sits under 14. Next year EPS growth is projected around 16%. That is an unusual mix. High current earnings, decent growth, and a valuation that is not extreme for a fintech-style platform. Comment wildcard below if you made it this far. Futu runs digital brokerage and wealth platforms called Moomoo and Futable. Users can trade stocks and other assets, mainly in Hong Kong, the US, and a few other markets. The app is mobile first and feature-rich. It offers charts, order types, news, and education, all bundled in one interface. The core utility is straightforward. It makes trading and investing easy and accessible for individuals. Smash the like button if you use any online brokerage app today. This model scales well. Once the platform is built, new users and more assets do not add as much cost as revenue. As client accounts, assets, and trading activity grow, earnings can jump faster than expenses. That is classic platform leverage. It is one reason fintech brokers can post very high EPS when markets are active. In Q4 2025, Futu's revenue jumped and EPS moved up. Client assets and funded accounts increased. That tells us users are not just signing up, they are actually putting money on the platform. Higher assets create more fee and interest income. Healthy trading volume boosts commission or spread revenue. Together, these factors drive strong earnings. Analyst estimates show a rising path for EPS into 2026 and 2027. The projections step higher over time, not lower. The stock also has high grades for growth and momentum, plus a solid value score at these levels. That is rare. Often growth names are expensive. Here, the forward PIE is still under many tech and fintech peers. If estimates keep moving up, investors may be willing to pay more for each dollar of earnings. Let's zoom out for a moment. All 5 of these names share one core trait. Their earnings per share are either already strong or set to grow solidly into 2026 and 2027. TechnipFMC leans on a big subsea backlog and better offshore economics. Kennametal rides industrial recovery and the power of a leaner cost base. Telefonica Brazil benefits from 5G, fiber, and recurring telecom cash flows. HWorld rides travel normalization and an asset-light hotel model. Futu uses the scale of digital brokerage and rising client assets. At the same time, every one of these stocks carries real risk. Cycles can turn in energy and industry. Regulation and currency can hit telecom and fintech. Travel and ADRs can be shaken by macro and policy shifts. Strong EPS trends look great on paper, but execution, valuation, and timing matter just as much. Always compare these risks to your own risk tolerance, time frame, and portfolio needs. Now it's your turn. Your homework for this video is simple but important. Which of these 5 EPS stocks would you actually buy today, and which one would you avoid completely? Drop both tickers in the comments with one short reason for each choice. That helps you think clearly and also helps other viewers see different angles. Smash the like button if this breakdown helped you. Subscribe for more simple data-first research videos. And remember, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research before you invest a single dollar.